Well, today I'm going to show you how to set the toe in on a Kawasaki brute force with the Easy Steer power steering unit in it. The first thing you want to do, like anytime you're setting the toe in, is lock the handlebars in the center position. Now don't pull on them too hard, you just want to make sure that you don't have any movement in them. If you get it too hard, you're going to hurt the upper stem. Find it, make sure you're in the center. Take a look at something and line up something with the frame or the front of the air box. Just make sure that you have it right in the dead-ass center, okay? Alright. Now with the Easy Steer, that's not it. With a normal steering, that's all you have to do, and then you want to put you go ahead and set your front end. But with the Easy Steer, with the torque bar in it, it's still, the lower unit still moves, so you're going to have to anchor that. Alright, so you're going to want to jack it up on the front end, get the tires off the ground, and just so you can see, I still have movement in the tires but not in the bars, because of the torque bar and the Easy Steer. So we have to lock that into place. And what I've found is I've gotten a piece of flat stock. Well, it was some old tool that I had, but it's, you know, it's 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch stuff, and I cut a slot in it. I measured the lower unit and it was 32 millimeters. I went ahead and cut the slot 31, and with a file, I took it out little bits at a time, so I had a real snug fit in there. And then this unit is about 7 inches to the outside, because you're going to want to lock that part of it to the frame. Okay, so you're going to have this around the lower unit and this locked to the frame. So pretty simple. Take this unit here, slide it in, I do have it pretty tight to where it's all the way in, and as you see, I actually bent this to lay flat against this frame, because when we're done, we're going to pinch this down to the frame right here, okay? So, but the first thing we want to do is make sure we're in the absolute center, and we're going to work it back and forth a little bit. We're going to make sure that we find the center of that torque bar. Okay, now we got it right there. Then I found just a vice C-clamp under and over, and just block that dog right down to the frame right there. Now you can't move it. Okay, she's solid. Then you're going to want to set it back down on the ground, but put it on just some trash bags, so you have 2 layers of plastic, because when you start extending or contracting your tie rods, you want it to slide smoothly on the pavement. Oh, and by the way, before you start any of this, you would be wise to go ahead and loosen up your lock nuts on your tie rod ends, okay? Alright, so set it down. Get your stuff out of the way, give it one bounce. And now the next step is we'll go ahead and set up our strings and set our toe in. Now the toe in for the Easy Steer to work properly has to be 5 millimeters on each side. It's 10 millimeters toe in total, okay? Any less than that is going to be a little too sensitive above 50-55 miles an hour, so you need to do that, okay? Alright, that's step 1. Now step 2 will be set up the strings. Okay, step 2 of this is the string process of setting the toe in, and it simply is, you got 2 strings you hook to the back and come around the tire across the axis if you can, straight forward across the axis and tie it to the front with this. Well, I use milk crates because it's about the right height. But we want to make a straight line from the back to the front. So if your string is on a hump in the back, it has to be on a hump in the front so that that's straight across that. You can't have that angling in or out. It has to be exactly straight. And what you'll do is you'll sit back here, sight down it, and move this in and out to where this just touches the front side of the back of the tire. Just touches it, okay? And that should be pretty well straight. As long as you come across that tire straight and you just barely touch that front of that back tire, you should be okay. Alright? And we do the same with the other side as well. Now, toe in is measured from the back of the tire to the front of the tire, not from the rim to the rim. Okay? And if you have 30-inch tires or you have 25-inch tires, it's always the differential between the back and the front of the tire. Okay? In this particular case, we want the front towed inward. Well, 3/16 is really close to 5 millimeters, so we'll go with 16ths right now. So 3/16 is really pretty much right on. And so we take a measurement on the back, and you're going to want to take but either side is going to be a little difference in distance between the string and the tire, and you're going to want a straight edge to go between the string and the tire. You don't want to push in or anything like that. You want it to be straight. And as you see on mine, on my little measuring device here, I put me a couple of slide pieces on it, so it makes it a little easier for me. Now I'll take this in the back, and I'll slide the inner one to the outside edge of the string. That's from the back of the tire. Then I'll go to the front, and I'll move the outer one back in to the outside edge of the tire. Well, I've got a gap. That's how much difference between the front and the back there is. Right? And you can measure it. It's 3/16 on mine, or you can take one of these calipers and you can measure the width of it, and you can set it for 5 millimeters, and you can get it right on. Okay, and to adjust that, it's simply a matter of adjusting with your tie rod in or out. So just keep doing it until you got it right, and then lock it in place, okay? And then check it after you've locked your tie rod in place, like your lock nuts on your tie rod. And if it's still showing the same thing, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, okay? Once that's done on both sides, and you take one more final check, go ahead and pull all of your locking mechanism out of it, take your straps off, and go for a ride, okay? Alright, well, I'll take the strings off too. That's it. That's all there is to it. Hope this helps. Bye-bye.